Welcome to AI World TV, your go-to destination for everything artificial intelligence. Discover the captivating landscape of AI, where advanced technology finds real-life application. Subscribe to AI World TV for webzine articles, reports, podcasts, videos, live events, and latest trends. Hear from top industry leaders and discover how AI is transforming industries and our daily lives.
Imagine trying to build a transcontinental railroad, but the width of the tracks and the terrain, even the laws of physics, they just change every single morning before you wake up.
Oh, that sounds like a complete nightmare.
Right. But that is honestly what it feels like to run a business right now, or, just to plan your career in this current era of artificial intelligence. You are trying to lay down infrastructure for the future on top of ground that just refuses to stop shifting.
Yeah, the ground is moving fast. It is a profound structural challenge.
Exactly. We are constantly searching for, a reliable master blueprint, a way to make sense of the daily flood of new models, new chips, and new regulations.
And finding a single trusted signal in all that noise, it feels nearly impossible.
It really does. We aren't just dealing with a high volume of information. We're dealing with high velocity, highly complex technical shifts.
Right, shifts that have immediate downstream effects on literally every sector of the global economy.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because our deep dive today focuses on an organization claiming they have built a mechanism to solve exactly that problem.
Yeah, the press release that just dropped today.
Right. Dated today, June 18th, 2026. It announces the official launch of AI World TV, created by AI World Media Group, LLC. Now, my immediate reaction to seeing a press release for a dedicated AI media channel is, frankly, pretty high skepticism.
Sure, on the surface, it sounds like somebody's just trying to capitalize on a buzzword and spin up a hyper-niche tech blog.
Exactly. They are positioning this as a next-generation media channel delivering authoritative coverage of AI's impact on society, business, and technology. That's an incredibly heavy lift for a brand new broadcast network.
Well, yeah, it would be a near impossible lift if they were actually starting from zero today.
Yeah.
But context is crucial here.
Right.
AI World Media Group is not a startup launching its first product. They have been laying the groundwork for this since 2023.
Oh, so they've been at this for a while.
Exactly. They built their foundation by publishing smart AI academic content and, more importantly, by building and maintaining the AI Index Hub.
Hold on. Break down what that hub actually is, because Index Hub sounds a lot like corporate jargon to me. What is the actual mechanism there?
I know, it does sound like jargon.
Yeah.
But think of it as a comprehensive, structured repository of AI data and developments.
Okay.
Instead of just writing reactive news articles, an Index Hub systematically tracks the variables of the industry.
Like what kind of variables?
Things like model capabilities, investment flows, hardware benchmarks. It is essentially an analytical footprint.
Oh, got it.
So this TV launch is an expansion, not an origination. It's the next evolutionary step of their 101 AI World Network, which already includes textual and academic footprints like the AI World Journal.
Right.
They're taking a deeply structured data repository and basically scaling it into a global broadcast format.
I see the logic of moving from data aggregation to broadcast, but I really want to look at the philosophy behind why they're doing it, because there is a quote in this press release from Sydney Armani.
Right, the founder of AI World TV and CEO of AI FinTech World Group.
Yeah, him. He says, and I quote, "AI is a human opportunity in its early days. Like a gold rush, winners build the picks and shovels."
The classic gold rush analogy.
Exactly. And the release then lists all these sectors being upended, healthcare, scientific discovery, business, education, finance. But frankly, every tech founder in Silicon Valley uses that exact picks and shovels metaphor to describe their startup.
Yeah, they really do.
It's a massive cliche. So are media companies like AI World TV the ones holding the map to the gold? Or are they selling the shovels themselves by providing the critical intel that businesses need? How is a media channel a pickaxe?
Well, what's fascinating here is that is the exact right question to ask. Because we usually think of picks and shovels as physical infrastructure, right?
Yeah, the server racks, the cooling systems, the silicon chips.
Exactly. But Armani is pointing to something more fundamental by calling it a human opportunity. In a hyper-accelerated knowledge economy, raw computational power is completely useless without the strategic intelligence to deploy it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right. So if you are, say, a hospital administrator trying to integrate an AI diagnostic tool, your primary barrier isn't a lack of software. I mean, you can just buy that.
Right, the software is everywhere?
Your barrier is a lack of vetted, actionable intelligence regarding compliance, vendor lock-in, and integration friction.
Ah, so you were saying the information itself is the actual tool, the pickaxe.
Precisely. To extract value, the gold, from an AI deployment, an enterprise needs a mechanism to mitigate risk.
And that's where the media platform comes in.
Yeah, a media platform that systematically decodes which models are viable, analyzes the shifting security vulnerabilities, and filters out the marketing hype that is literally supplying the critical toolset required for survival. Information is the mechanism that directs the capital.
Wow, okay. That makes the stakes much clearer. Because if you deploy $100 million on the wrong foundational model, just because you fell for a hyped-up press release, your company could go under.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You need a reliable map before you start digging.
But that brings up a mechanical problem, honestly. How do you program a TV network to provide that level of strategic intelligence? Let's look at the actual shows they're rolling out.
Yeah, they're claiming to cover the entire AI stack.
Right, and I mean the physical and software layers, chip
Yeah.
makers, data center infrastructure, large language models, all the way up to AI security.
And covering the entire stack is a massive differentiator.
How so?
Well, for the last few years, mainstream coverage of artificial intelligence has been heavily biased toward the application layer.
You mean the chatbots, the image generators?
Yeah, the things consumers interact with directly. But our audience knows you cannot have an authoritative conversation about AI without analyzing the physical constraints.
Right, because AI doesn't just exist in the cloud. It exists in massive, power-hungry buildings. But why does a TV channel aimed at business leaders and policymakers need to interview the chip designers? Most CEOs aren't building their own silicon.
Because the physical hardware dictates the economic reality of the software.
Okay, explain that a bit more.
So if you understand the bottleneck in semiconductor manufacturing, or, the energy grid constraints of a new data center, you understand the future pricing models and scaling limitations of the AI services you actually want to buy.
Oh, I see. By covering the bedrock infrastructure, AI World TV is providing viewers with predictive indicators.
Exactly. If a chip architecture changes today, the software capabilities will shift 6 months later. You have to track the roots to understand the branches.
Okay, tracing the physical supply chain to predict software capabilities, that is a solid strategy. And they are organizing this coverage through some very specific, heavily branded flagship programs.
Yeah, the release lists a few of them.
Right? There's AI Insider, AI World Week, the AI World Podcast, and one that really caught my eye, Rex AI Agent. They are specifically zeroing in on emerging tech topics like robotics, machine learning, digital transformation, and agentic AI.
And we should probably pause on that last one.
Agentic AI.
Yeah, because the shift from basic machine learning to agentic AI fundamentally changes how businesses operate.
It really does, and it changes how media has to cover it.
Absolutely. A standard large language model, an LLM, is essentially a highly sophisticated prediction engine.
You give a prompt, and it predicts the most statistically likely output. It just answers questions.
Right. But agentic AI introduces autonomy and multi-step reasoning. You don't just ask an AI agent to write an email.
You give it a goal.
Yes, like resolve this customer shipping dispute. And then the agent autonomously accesses the database, verifies the policy, drafts the communication, and executes the refund, all on its own.
It moves from being an encyclopedia you consult to a worker you deploy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And covering that shift requires a totally different editorial lens. A show like Rex AI Agent can't just review a piece of software.
No, it has to analyze workflow integration, systems architecture.
And the entirely new categories of operational risk that emerge when non-human agents start taking autonomous actions inside a corporate network.
Which honestly brings me to a major friction point I have with this entire concept.
Oh, what's that?
Well, the press release explicitly mentions that AI World TV will feature special reports on responsible AI, regulation, and societal impact.
Right.
Now, let's be realistic here. This channel is deeply embedded in the corporate AI ecosystem. They're interviewing the venture capitalists, the chip makers, and the model builders who stand to make billions.
That's true.
So with so much corporate hype surrounding AI, how does a channel dedicated entirely to AI balance cheerleading the technology with the tough, critical coverage of ethical...
You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.
And policy debates. I mean, can it truly deliver on its promise of trusted journalism? Doesn't that inevitably collide with being an industry cheerleader?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, that is a classic conflict of interest in trade journalism.
Right.
But let's look at the specific mechanism of enterprise adoption.
Okay.
For their target demographic, multinational CEOs, institutional investors, federal regulators, critical coverage of policy and societal impact isn't just a moral luxury.
It's a requirement.
It is a core business requirement. Think about installing brakes on a Formula One car. You don't put brakes on an F1 car to make it go slow.
No, you install them so the driver can take a corner at 200 miles per hour without crashing into a wall.
Exactly.
I like that analogy. The regulation isn't the obstacle, it's the safety parameter that allows you to scale.
Precisely. You cannot successfully deploy AI without understanding the societal guardrails being built around it. If a media channel only acts as a cheerleader, hyping the speed of the car but ignoring the fact that the government is about to mandate new brake systems, that channel is completely useless to an investor.
Right, because if a company deploys a massive AI system that fundamentally violates a pending data privacy law across the European Union, that is a catastrophic financial liability.
It's game over. So to be a reliable pickaxe, AI World TV has to cover the friction points, the copyright lawsuits, the algorithmic bias investigations, the international policy debates. The regulatory guardrails dictate where the market can legally operate.
Okay, so covering the controversy isn't biting the hand that feeds them. It's literally providing the radar to help their viewers navigate the minefield. I can buy that.
It's just good business intelligence.
Right. But if we are talking about how they deliver this information, I want to look at the delivery mechanism itself, because if this is truly just a broadcast network, they're still trapped in a one-way street, right? They are just talking at people.
Mm-hmm.
Does the press release mention any mechanisms for actual interactive learning, or is this just traditional television with a modern subject?
It is actually far more systemic than traditional television. The press release reveals a pretty massive global footprint. They are producing out of San Mateo and Silicon Valley, plus Atlanta, with planned broadcasts from London and Dubai in the UAE.
Wow, that's a serious global reach.
And they already have a community of over 350,000 subscribers powered by the AI World Society for premier events. But the critical piece is how this broadcast network integrates with the 101 AI World digital ecosystem.
Okay, and what does that include?
Specifically, the 101 AI World Encyclopedia of AI.
Wait, how does an encyclopedia integrate with a daily TV broadcast in a way that actually changes the user experience?
It creates a closed-loop environment for applied learning. See, a traditional broadcast is passive consumption. You watch a 10-minute segment on a new robotic automation technique, the segment ends, and you move on.
Right, you maybe forget about it an hour later.
Exactly. But in a decentralized digital university model, which is essentially what they are building here, the broadcast acts as the discovery mechanism.
Oh, interesting.
So you watch an interview with an engineer discussing a novel machine learning architecture on AI World TV. Then, because the platforms are integrated, you instantly transition into the encyclopedia of AI to query the underlying technical definitions.
And you can access the historical academic papers from their journal, review the deployment benchmarks.
Exactly.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because the broadcast gives you the daily signal, and the encyclopedia gives you the structural context. You aren't just hearing a buzzword. You have an immediate mechanism to drill down and understand the mechanics of it.
It is a very potent combination for someone trying to upskill quickly.
It really is. But there's one specific element of this ecosystem that feels almost out of place to me.
Oh, which part?
The press release states a core mission of the AI World Society is to educate and empower underprivileged and underserved youth with AI knowledge.
Right. To prepare the next generation for the AI-driven economy.
Yeah. And let me be cynical for just a second here. Almost every massive tech conglomerate tacks on a youth education initiative at the bottom of their PR to look good for investors.
Sure, that happens all the time.
By explicitly focusing on underserved youth alongside Silicon Valley chip makers, Are they trying to actively ensure this gold rush isn't just restricted to the coastal tech elites? Or is this just window dressing?
Yeah.
Is there a mechanical reason a high-level corporate media network is focusing on underserved youth?
Well, this raises an important question about who gets to shape the future of work. It's easy to view it as just a corporate social responsibility checkbox. But if you look at the economics of previous technological shifts, you'll see it is a structural necessity for the industry's survival.
How so?
Consider the dawn of the internet or, the mobile computing revolution in the 90s and early 2000s. We experienced a massive digital divide.
Oh, definitely.
Vast segments of the global population were locked out of the wealth creation because they lacked basic access to the infrastructure and the vocabulary of the new technology.
And if you don't have the vocabulary, you can't participate in the economy. You are just a consumer, never a creator.
Precisely. Now apply that dynamic to artificial intelligence, which is poised to fundamentally rewire the labor market much, much faster than the internet did.
That's a scary thought.
It is. And if the AI ecosystem only recruits talent and gathers perspectives from traditional coastal elite tech hubs, two things happen. First, the models themselves suffer from a monolithic perspective.
Which degrades their utility in a diverse global market.
Exactly. And second, the industry hits a massive talent bottleneck.
Yeah.
There simply won't be enough engineers, ethicists, and prompt architects to sustain the growth.
So the gold rush starves to death because there aren't enough miners who know how to swing the pickaxe.
That's exactly it. Synthesizing this dual mission is an economic imperative. On one end of the spectrum, AI World TV is delivering highly technical, strategic insights to the current leaders, the CEOs and venture capitalists building the infrastructure.
But simultaneously, through the AI World Society, they have to expand access at the grassroots level.
Right. If you want a robust, sustainable AI economy in 10 years, you cannot afford to leave large swaths of the population behind. Providing that educational on-ramp to underserved youth ensures a continuous pipeline of diverse talent.
Talent that the industry desperately needs to scale.
Exactly. It's about creating a more inclusive AI economy, not just for moral reasons, but for survival.
So what does this all mean? If we step back and look at the entirety of this June 18th, 2026 launch announcement, the real takeaway seems to be that the media apparatus surrounding artificial intelligence is officially growing up.
It's maturing, definitely.
For years, AI was treated as a quirky tech segment at the end of a broader news broadcast, or it was just isolated in dense academic white papers. But what AI World Media Group is doing is acknowledging that this technology is now the foundational layer of the global economy.
And because it's foundational, it requires its own dedicated, integrated broadcast and educational infrastructure.
Right. They're building a system designed to decode incredibly complex, rapid-fire advancements and make them mechanically understandable for everyone. From a Fortune 500 executive trying to navigate international data regulations to a high school student in an underserved community trying to learn the basic vocabulary of their future career.
It marks a massive transition from generalist reporting to specialized, ecosystem-driven analysis. The subject matter is simply too complex, and the stakes are too high for surface-level summaries anymore.
You really need a platform where experts can debate the highly technical realities of hardware constraints and regulatory compliance,
while simultaneously providing a structured ladder, like the index hubs and encyclopedias, for newcomers to climb up and actually understand the discourse.
And for you listening to this deep dive right now, this structural shift in how information is delivered is incredibly relevant. We know you're constantly looking for ways to stay thoroughly informed without feeling completely paralyzed by the sheer volume of daily announcements.
It's information overload.
It really is. But the emergence of platforms like the AI Index Hub and the 101 AI World Encyclopedia of AI represents a shift in the tools available to you. These are exactly the kinds of structured, authoritative mechanisms you can leverage to cut through the daily noise.
Right. Instead of just reacting to a viral headline about a new chatbot, you can use these systems to build a fundamental understanding of the underlying architectures and the economic forces driving those changes.
The infrastructure for deep understanding is being actively built and integrated. The variable now is human agency.
The tools are available, but it requires the individual to actively utilize them to build a comprehensive mental model, rather than just passively skimming the surface of the newsfeed.
Which brings us right back to the core philosophy we started with and leaves us with one final thought for you to mull over. Sydney Armani framed this entire era as a human opportunity, emphasizing that the winners of this sweeping technological revolution will be the ones who build the picks and shovels. We have spent this deep dive analyzing how a media network is attempting to forge those tools for the global market.
Yeah.
But looking at your own life, your own career trajectory, and your daily habits based on the rapidly shifting, highly complex landscape we've just unpacked today, what personal picks and shovels are you building right now? What specific mechanisms, adaptable skills, or foundational knowledge are you actively constructing today to ensure that when this economic transformation truly peaks, you are an active architect of the AI-driven future rather than just a spectator watching it unfold on a screen?
The future of artificial intelligence is unfolding, and it's happening at AI World Week, the flagship global event for innovation, collaboration, and transformation. This flagship global AI event is designed to connect visionary leaders, trailblazing entrepreneurs, and influential thinkers to explore the endless possibilities of AI. Experience groundbreaking technology that redefines industries and inspires progress. Join thought-provoking discussions on ethical AI, digital equity, and the transformative role of technology in our world. Build meaningful connections that catalyze innovation and drive impact. AI World Week is powered by AI World Society, a global movement dedicated to advancing AI responsibly and ensuring it serves humanity. Together, we're shaping a smarter, more inclusive, and equitable future. Continue your journey beyond the event with the AI World Journal, offering expert insights, in-depth analysis, and the latest trends shaping the AI landscape. This is your opportunity to lead, to innovate, and to transform the world with AI. AI World Week. We invite you to join us and embrace the AI revolution.